morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. I'm Rwamajama Jean Paul, the mentor in Royal Q. Today's mentorship is about blockchain. I would like to talk about public blockchain. This is a technology, of course, that has changed the world in terms of uh, different ways of people to interact in lifestyle, especially in financial sector. I will talk about financial sector today, about the blockchain, of course, in financial sector, especially payments and transactions. But before I come to the public blockchain, I will start from the banks or the banking system. Hundreds of years, banking system have been there and they are still operating. But they have created monopoly of the fiat currency or the money which are built on the governments and of course through the federal reserves or the central banks. In some countries they call central banks, others call federal reserve. The fiat money have been of course monopoly, where the payment system of course has been built on the banks alone. And now what happens when someone goes to the bank? He goes to the bank purposely to open an account in the bank, and the bank verifies the identity of individual and it validates the identity, and the bank remains with the copy of identity of the customer or the client and the copy of transactions at the same time, copy of transaction. This uh, of course enables bank to become a middleman between different people who are the client of the bank. This means if you want to send money or to deposit money to one's account, you go to the bank and you deposit money to one's account you want to pay, and the bank verifies that payment, and then um, money moves from your account and it goes to another person's account, and the payment is done and transactions is done. Meaning that the copy of transaction is kept by the bank and it allows the movement, the transfer of the deposit amount from the payer to the deposit amount on the recipient account. And those two are notified that the action or activity has been executed smoothly, and now they call it a day. When you want to transfer money from one country to another, the same way you can use the money transfer through via the bank, and now it happens in the same way under the bank's verification. This is what we know as, of course, the functions of the banking system, traditional banking system. And of course, the fiat money, is something I cannot leave behind, is built on the interest rate that the banks can, of course, from the top bank, the central bank, can put the interest at which the other banks can, of course, lend money to customers too, as it puts the interest at which the banks can, of course, get money from the top bank or the central bank. Now, briefly, that is banking system. But around 2008, the things changed in the world. Banks are no longer alone. The blockchain technology was introduced in the world and it came as the revolution. It came, of course, to open the new era of new type of money or currency that is not built on the bank. That's what is known as cryptocurrency. But cryptocurrency is nothing without the blockchain technology. That's why today I want to talk about the public blockchain. So the public blockchain is a technology that allows people to be their own bank. In other words, I will explain this so that people can understand. Uh, blockchain has the blocks, as you can hear the name, the block and chain. Of course, it has what we call distributed ledger technology, DLT. What does this mean? This means that a person who opens account on the public blockchain, he can connect himself and he does verification alone by the technology alone. Now, when you go to the bank can ask you your identity. They take your photo. Sometimes they use even biometric, the thumbs, and now they keep your identity. But in the blockchain, individual can download application of the blockchain, of course, to his smartphone. And when you download this application, you can do what bank does for you, that verification. You can put your identity, your full names, your photo, and your national ID, and you verify yourself, meaning that the copy of identity is kept by you. You keep it, and the copy of transaction, you keep it yourself. What happens this time? When you are verified, another person in another country can verify himself, another person from another country can verify himself, and all the people on this planet can verify themselves, meaning that on public blockchain, everyone can open an account that he can verify. It means when you verify the account, you can even control it. There is no middleman like the way in the bank. They control you through the copy of identity. What happens later? The blockchain creates what we call distributed ledgers, and every account, maybe I can give an example on smartphone. Every smartphone has its IP address that differentiates it with another. And of course, the copy of transaction the blockchain gives comes in the form of address wallet, which has the wrong numbers, small numbers, small letters, big letters and numbers, and of course they have different characters. This is what individual can copy from his wallet and he sends it to another in the network of the public blockchain, and then he can deposit money, cryptocurrency on that. Wherever you are around the world, you can do that. So now this makes it more secure because the blockchain uses what we call the strong cryptography to secure the outsiders or third parties to monitor or track what people are doing on the blockchain. And the copy of course, the transaction copy is recorded in all blocks. That's what makes it different from the bank. And now, this time, uh, the other application of blockchain is connected to exchange, where those people can give services to each other in terms of buying and selling and paying each other using what we call peer-to-peer payment. For example, I am in Uganda and someone is in Latin America. I want to buy cryptocurrency from him. I go to the other blockchain. I'm verified, and somebody in the Latin America verified himself. Remember, they are not verified by anybody. They verify themselves. When I meet him on the blockchain uh, guarantees the trust that no one can cheat the other because it is created in a very, very, very transparent way. I can make an order and then I can pay him using the other system that is now used. I can use Western Union. I can use mobile money if they can. And now, when I pay him, he can, of course, release crypto in the system, the blockchain, and it comes to my wallet. And then I feel free, meaning that limited services or sending money, blockchain is more cheaper and it can help people to transfer money using the blockchain as an alternative. The same way you can transfer money using the banks. Both in the world today are needed by everybody. But blockchain is more transparent because it allows individuals to make a decision, and it can be more quick and, of course, more cheap and more transparent than other way where the third parties can, of course, make decision, and this delays the process depending on restrictions, rules, and some other principles that they use. But in the blockchain, individuals make decision themselves that they can transact and do transfer in a short period of time, anytime they want, without any restriction or any principle. So now, why do people call blockchain a problem? It is a change and it is evolution. And no matter what you hear of life, evolution is inevitable. For us, we had the chance to study blockchain, we studied banking, we studied finance, and of course, we are in royal queue educating the world about this technology and how people can learn how to adopt and how to live with this new technology. If they don't, they will find themselves behind in the near future. I'm Rwam Paul. I thank you. Have a blessed Friday.